Hello, beautiful souls. Okay, I've had an outrageous several days. And so I was led to come on here just to share a little bit about some of these, not even really insights, but some of the amazing synchronistic type things that have been happening to me. And honestly, I don't say this as a way to flaunt anything. It is more for you to realize the possibilities. And not only to realize the possibilities, but be open. Open to possibilities. All right, so this has been an amazing weekend for me. My little kids were gone. They were at their dad's. So I really intentionally made no plans for my weekend. I've been tired. So I was just like, you know what? I've been doing a lot of yard work. I'll either work out in the yard or I have several classes and certifications that I'm in the middle of. And so I'm like, well, maybe I'll just work on some of those. So at the end of last week, this class kept coming across my awareness. And it was an Akashic Records class, reader certification class, which Akashic Records have been crossing my awareness probably in 2017 was the first time. 2018 was my first class I took about what the records were and had an itty bitty mini reading. I've had many sessions of work done on me with the records, in the records, I should say, or in collaboration with the records. It's interesting that I keep needing to clarify that. But so it just keeps coming back around, right? And so I bought this book. Let me show you. Akashic Records. I bought this book over a year ago. I had considered taking a class, because I've taken classes before. I've just never taken certification classes. And then I was told by my inner self, my higher self, that I didn't need to have a certification class. This happens to me a lot. I've been in the records myself in meditation. That's how I discovered my soul name. So, I've gone in there several times. I've gone in there for other people on their behalf in sessions. It really wasn't intentional, kind of. I kind of ended up in there. But it's interesting because in those situations, I did have to go through what I will call a gatekeeper, who I guess scanned me for intention is kind of what it felt like. And I needed to let them know what I was there for. And they let me in. And it's not exactly like that. But anyway, that's the closest thing in this human world that I can even say for it to make sense, because it's not really like that. So anyway, this class online kept coming onto my Facebook. Like, you know how annoying that gets. Kept coming up. And I was like, oh, it's kind of interesting. I'd look at it and then something would happen and I would, pass by it. Kept coming up. And when I say kept coming up, on Friday morning, it came up 3 times. And I looked at the date, and it was that day. It was later that day. And I know how advertising works. I'm sure that they paid a little extra for it to be extra saturated. But I clicked on the class, and I saw required reading. this book that I already had, that I had already spent time in. And I was like, okay. The class, I registered, and so I went inside, and it's like, yes, you need to take this class, which I very rarely get a yes, I need to take a class. It's happened a few times. Most of the time, it's like, nah, you already do that. Which I already do this too. But anyway, it was so interesting. So I registered for this class 45 minutes before it started. And coming in to the class, realized that many of the people there had signed up a couple months ahead to get in there. I like slid right in at the very last minute, right? And man, that and so what was funny is my first time in the records, and I was in there, the teacher had brought us all in together, and we were just feeling our masters, teachers, and loved ones around us. And so I could feel all of them starting to come around me. And then I heard this, "It's about time." I was like, all right, I guess I'm in the right place. So many synchronicities after that. I tell you what, just one thing. So yeah, I ended up being in class for 2 full days that I hadn't intended, but I didn't have anything on my schedule. It is divine timing and divine orchestration. So that is one aspect of just how things can just happen. So now I'm certified. I am certifiable, but I'm certified to be an Akashic Records reader now, which is something that I've been pulled to do that. Like I said, I've been in there anyway. I for some reason I can go in there without training. I don't understand. I think we all can. I don't know fully. It's okay. I don't need to know. But this makes it really easy. But here's why I think the whole thing happened. So in this class, we had to take turns going into the records for our classmates. You know, we went in for ourselves, and I went in for Trixie. But we also had to practice on our classmates, which was very easy for me to do. I got a lot of information for everybody, which was, you know, in and of itself, that's reassuring that I'm in the right place. But what was crazy is when the people that I was matched up with, when they went into my records, the things that they said about me. Now, these people didn't know that anyone else had said the same thing. But it was almost like, and it happened 3 or 4 times throughout this class. People would say, "Oh my gosh." The first thing they would say is, "Oh my word, there is so much light in here." And it's like generating outward, and it's, you know, coming from your heart chakra, and, you know, but it's like the people that didn't know each other, hadn't heard each other, were saying the same thing. And I already know that to be true for myself. But it's weird when you're there and you're seeing that you can actually see yourself. And it's not some grandiose, delusional, arrogant. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's not. It's real. That's me and my soul essence. And then the things that they were saying, you know, it's just, I had one gal pick up a past life as an Essene, which I already knew. It's just like validation, 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 confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. In the right place. I'm in the right place. And keep going. No matter how deep in the mud you feel like you are as you're walking through your life. And because I've been feeling like I have been almost knee deep in mud for a while. And now I see that that's because things were falling away. And I have more. I have more to get rid of. I know. But things are falling away so that this, for me, could open up. And so when I went into those records myself, I felt that same light and love that other people were picking up in my record. I felt the same thing from my masters, teachers, and loved ones. And I felt like, that, I don't even know how to describe it. I guess it's kind of like having the sun, basking in the sunlight and knowing that the sunlight is also love. It was so healing. The whole experience, just being in the records, is healing. But then, the confirmation, which I haven't really been looking for outside validation. That was very unexpected. And it felt good. It was like this attaboy. Attaboy, keep going, you're doing it. So, that is my advice for everyone. Just keep going. Keep doing whatever it is you're led to do, if your heart's the one leading you. Or like in my case, that class just kept coming up into my awareness. Across I'm like, what's going on? And so there is a divine plan that you can grab a hold of. You can also force your own way. And that's where that heaviness comes in, because it is resistance. It's like you're walking against the current. And right now, I have turned the tides and I am walking with the current, not against it. And it feels good. It feels amazing. It feels aligned. I feel like I'm flowing. And I'm just going to stay in this moment for as long as I can. And then we'll deal with the next one. Anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit of that whole experience. It was a trip. The whole thing was a trip. Oh, and then last night, I was having these conversations with my son. And I will tell you what. When you allow yourself to follow your heart, you have access to divine knowledge, I kind of look at it like the stream of source consciousness. I was so tapped in last night. I was seeing all kinds of connections for my son, which he was like, oh. But I was like, wow. I was so connected to everything that I could see the truth behind all kinds of illusions that we're dealing with right now. So let yourself go with the flow, whatever that is, whatever your passions are, whatever you are being drawn to. Go do that and then just see what happens. see how those moments of feeling completely tapped in, how that can change so much. The possibilities. That feeling of being in the flow, that feeling of that profound love from the records, wow. No amount of stuff, no amount of almost anything compares to those feelings to me. And it is through doing that I'm shifting everything, because we're following those good feeling things. And as more and more people wake up and see that those feelings, the good stuff, like I'm talking about, and even the bad stuff is the good stuff, but anyway, I'm not going to go into that right now. But that is what it is to be here. It's not, oh, I'm going to go buy a new outfit and look at me and everything's cool and now I feel so good, and what, for 5 minutes? You are trying to fill holes with sand. By doing that. It's time to get real. It's time to just be real. You already are real. You're already beautiful. You are real. You have been putting masks on because you didn't think you could be. And you don't even know it. You never even knew that you had masks on. And that's what my son and I were talking about so much last night, is that these people that are asleep, they don't even know. They don't know they're asleep. They don't know that they're wearing masks. And they believe that they have the best of intentions. And I know this because I was that, and I remember. And I have always been a person of high integrity and high morals. And so I really, when I look back at how I felt, I had no idea. And what's interesting is that I would say I am waking up, but I am not awakened. I'm not sure there's an end here to the awakening process. I would say that we're just here to keep expanding and keep growing until we're done here. So to say we're woke or to say we're awakened, as somebody who, words are important to me, right? Saying what I mean and meaning what I say, and words are spells. In no way do I feel like this is a done deal, that I am awakened, that I know everything. The more I know I don't know. And it's okay. Right? I know that there's something about my voice that is very soothing and healing to people. I know it has to do with sonics. Beyond that, I have no idea. And it's okay. I don't have to know, because I trust and I have faith. I have begun to trust my own experience. And it's beautiful. All right, just a few things that are happening, and I didn't even get to cover everything. But I tell you what, that whole thing about the people that are not awake, they don't know. They think that they are authentic. They don't see the masks. They don't see the pain that they keep pushing down. they don't see any of it as not being real. Just keep that in mind and use grace. Go into a sense of grace, because most of us, and I have been there, most of us have been there. And we're all just waking up at different times and awakening to deeper and deeper truths about ourselves, to deeper and deeper truths about what this experience is here. What our goals, what our missions, what is the purpose of being here? We are just coming around deeper and deeper and deeper to different truths as we get deeper. And that, the only thing I know is that that's going to keep happening. So if you feel like you're done, hey, I'm good, I'm woke, oh yeah, I know what's up, then you're not. Then you're stagnating. Go with the flow. Go with the flow of awakening. Keep waking up to deeper and deeper, to more expansion. It's super cool. Life is super, super exciting and magical right now. I can barely contain myself. And I'm super excited to go do some Akashic Records readings later today. All right, everybody. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Love you guys.